Hello, Wonders! Ooh, I don't want to wave and block Baby Dash's face. Happy Saturday morning to most of you. We are coming to you from Barcelona today, and that means it is 4 o'clock p.m. for us. But our wonderful friend Paul, who is also already on here because we saw you in the comments. Hi, Paul. Gave us this brilliant idea that we should do a morning coffee chat with y'all today, since we haven't been getting to join the premieres. And as you can see, somebody behind me is really loving.
Say hi, Dash. Hi.
Seeing himself in the video this morning.
Hola.
Say hola.
This really was a great idea. We've been doing the premieres for a long time, but last week's premieres for us were around 2:30 a.m.
Thankfully, we've been asleep most of those nights.
Most of those nights. There were a couple of nights where somebody wasn't allowing us to sleep, but yeah. All right, so who we have joining us tonight? We've got Jeff joining us, and Radoslav Bali, and
from Morocco.
San Antonio Detailer. Remember your name from before you switched it? Nice. Oh, coming in from Morocco. That's very cool. We're so close by. We've actually even considered popping down to Morocco. Not exactly sure. We're here for a while, so we'll see what happens.
Yep, this is true.
Because it is a very close flight away, and that is one of our favorite places.
This is true. Okay, well, Daniel, what's new with us since we got over here to Spain?
Let's just say that we're having a blast. We've launched our daily vlogs. We hope you guys are enjoying it. We're basically shooting our daily lives.
Yeah.
We knew for a long time that we were doing some interesting and sometimes crazy stuff, and we thought to ourselves, well, maybe one day a week wasn't enough, and we just kind of should just capture it all and see what happens. And that's what we've been doing. We've been including you guys in our daily journeys, and it's been fun. It's been fun. Yeah. What else has been happening?
Well, we definitely, so this is the very first time we have been over in Europe, or really anywhere international, in over 3 years. So if you're new to our channel, you may not know that before Daniel and I lived in the Airstream, or if you haven't even seen the Airstream videos, then all the more fun. We traveled internationally for about 2.5 years before the pandemic hit. And then it wasn't quite as viable to live in Airbnbs and hotels anymore. And so we got the Airstream and have been living in it now about 2.5 years.
That's true.
So this is our very first time back doing the international travel thing. We've got this Airbnb, which we absolutely love. And we're just, I think we had forgotten how much we absolutely love international travel.
And even more than that, I think like the not more than that, but equally so, the big city is pretty cool too, because you can walk to grab all of your things, your necessities every day. So we've been walking way more than we did back in the States, because we would basically just drive everywhere, and we're getting a lot more steps these days, which has been great.
As of this morning, it's 4 o'clock our time now. So I am at almost 24,000 steps for the day.
Yep.
We went to the zoo this morning and took Dash because, oh my goodness. So he loves animals in general, but ever since we got here to Barcelona, he has been so intrigued by the birds. And every morning when we get up, we open the doors, and there are all these birds playing in the buildings, right across from us. Yeah. And he just points at all the birds, and looks at them for 15 minutes.
Well, the weather's been so perfect that we literally just open the windows and we just leave them open pretty much the majority of the day.
Yeah, it's so lovely.
They're perfectly situated to where natural light just pours in throughout the day. And that's been great. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining us. Leah, Sister Leah. We've got somebody joining us from Poland. That's so awesome. We're close to you. That's great. And Karen from Barcelona says best sangria ever. Okay, so Karen, the Cava Sangria has been my kryptonite. Literally everywhere we go, if there's Cava Sangria on tap, I mean, I literally just can't resist it. It's so good. It is so good.
All right. Yes. Welcome, Gemini and Quincy. And Jeff, you found us through the Fort Wilderness vlogs. That's awesome. We had so much fun at Disney.
That really was. Yeah, that was a good time.
It was really fun.
We've got more crazy running adventures coming up soon too, which is kind of fun.
This is true.
We've got the Barcelona Marathon coming up in a few weeks. I just started training this week. So yeah, there's that. And then London Marathon in April, which we're going to be running. It's going to be really cool.
Truth. Hello, Charlemagne. Welcome. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us this morning. All right, Dash. So let's see. So, like Daniel mentioned, the London Marathon is one of the things that is kind of capping off the very end of this trip for us. So it's the very end of this is
Right.
February, March, to the very end of April. And so we're going to be staying in London for about a week and a half and running the London Marathon. But this is a
Oh, you skipped a step.
Oh, what?
On the way to London, where are we stopping?
Oh, so we're going to Paris and spending about a week there before we go to London because we have never done the tunnel, which is an underground train that takes you from Paris to London, which is really
Has
cool.
anybody ridden the tunnel or the train from like the Paris area to over to London?
Yeah, we'll take.
So it'll be the first time.
We'll take tips. Have you already booked it?
I've already booked. I have actually booked it. I booked everything.
Daniel has been really on the ball. So when we used to travel internationally, we literally just winged the whole thing.
Yeah.
And since Baby Dash showed up, Daniel like refuses to wing anything.
That's true. I've been like the prepared one, which is not normally me.
No, it's kind of crazy.
If you guys have questions, please feel free to drop them there in the comments and we'll be happy to ask you. Maybe you have questions, maybe you don't, but we'd love to answer them.
And Charlemagne, we absolutely will be taking a video of the tunnel because that's going to be a really interesting day. We're excited about that as a whole. And we've been to Paris before, twice actually, but we've never actually gone up to see the Eiffel Tower. So we're going to take Dash to go.
That'll be close to Dash's 9, 10. He'll be like 11. That's his 11th month photo.
11, yeah.
So maybe we can get his 11th month photo in front of the Eiffel Tower or something like that. I don't know. We would look kind of silly running around with a suitcase, but we can't be the only ones there.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, every time we take a monthly photo of Dash, we use the exact same suitcase. It's a red suitcase that we traveled internationally with for years. So it's kind of always in the shot. How's it going, Tony? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, and Nina, hello.
Nina, we miss you so much, sweet friend. We're so excited for you guys.
Don, you're planning to retire and full time in an Airstream, and you've learned so much. Thank you so much. We love the Airstream. There's things that we absolutely miss about the Airstream right now because we're traveling internationally, and then there's obviously things we don't miss, like we can take an hour shower, with hot water. So I mean, there's definitely pros and cons to camping.
That's true. Well, we're missing our Brooklyn bedding mattress right now. Our mattress here is
seriously.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's not great. What are we miss our Dyson vacuum. That's
so
a real thing. We have a broom here. It's not as exciting as our Dyson vacuum. What else do we miss? Those are just two random things.
You know what's been interesting is that we try to we call ourselves minimalists, and sometimes we feel like maximalists because we collect too much crap. And in the Airstream, we've sort of packed in every nook and cranny. Coming over here and traveling internationally over to Spain, we just brought the two carry-on suitcases and 2 backpacks, and that's it.
No. If you watch the packing video, you will have seen that Daniel couldn't make it with just 2 international suitcases. We brought a third suitcase.
Right. We did. That's right. We did. You're right. We did bring more. But overall,
it's still a lot more minimalist than what we are in the Airstream.
That's true. And we have the baby and the stroller and everything. But overall, the surprising thing for us is that since we've been here, we haven't really missed all the things back in the Airstream. So it really got us thinking that when we go back, and this has been a good thing, it's a good level set. When we go back, we're gonna have to purge a bunch of crap because we realize we don't even know what's in the Airstream right now, and we don't miss it. So it's probably just taking up space.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Benjamin. Tell Miss Elena that we said hello. Ilana, we said hello.
Yeah.
And Dash loves her very much and can't wait to meet her in real life, right, dude?
So Tony asked a great question. Again, just keep popping some questions in there, and we'll answer them. His question is: do a lot of people speak English there? And the answer is yes. Almost everybody here speaks English.
I think it depends on where you go, kind of though.
That's
because
true.
We went to the zoo today, and next to no one spoke English.
That is
so it really depends. Yeah. So we're in the Gothic district here in Barcelona, which is a beautiful area. It's also pretty touristy, which we're definitely not complaining about because we are loving how we can walk to pretty much anywhere and find anything we want right here.
Yeah.
But this area, almost everybody speaks English.
That's true. It's been good for us because we're practicing Spanish. So if we don't know how to say something in Spanish, in Spanish, we can ask and then they'll kind of help us.
Yeah.
Which has been great. So it's kind of like you're surrounded by tutors and people willing to help you try to learn Spanish, which has been so awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Benjamin, one of the things, since we're here in Barcelona, every morning almost, we're getting up and going and running down by the beach, which is absolutely beautiful. It's one of the reasons that we picked this city. We wanted to come out to Spain because we wanted to work on our Spanish, but we love Barcelona because it's so runner friendly. And with the London Marathon coming up, we needed an easy place to run. So we've been running down.
And stroller even,
well,
right?
yeah,
I mean, that's the best part. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Were you happier when you were getting to crawl all over mommy? Yes. Okay. So while we have been running, we see almost every morning a cruise ships that are out of here. And so now we are getting really super tempted to see if we can't grab like a last minute cruise deal to do the exact same thing because it just looks so easy from here.
Well, it's kind of like living in Florida. Like when you live in Florida and there are cruise ports there, you can catch some really awesome inexpensive deals out of there. And we've seen some pretty inexpensive deals out of Barcelona. So we might just pop on a cruise ship and just see where, I don't know. Just
you never
see
know.
how it goes.
You never know. Okay, so Darren Hall, hey, welcome. He says he loves our channel. Will we rent some type of tow vehicle or RV and travel while we're there? So we did look into this a little bit before we came over here. There are ways that you can RV in Europe. When we come back here we're coming back over to Europe in September, right?
September.
And we're going to Germany because we're also running the Berlin Marathon this year. But the world's largest RV show is actually in Germany.
Dusseldorf, right?
Yeah.
I think it's Dusseldorf,
so
Germany.
We're going to get to go and check that out, which we're excited about. We're going over there with Matt's RV reviews, which is going to be awesome.
And we're talking to the Airstream team too. Airstream usually doesn't have a presence there at the show, but they're going to this year. So we're talking to them about doing some stuff.
Dude, what's going on, man? So we haven't figured out a way to RV while we're here yet. It's definitely different. We've talked to friends who have done it, and like the systems of your tanks and the whole nine, it's like completely different. So we think it'll be so fun to learn, but we don't have it on the books yet.
We don't. Nope. Dawn, you've got a cousin as an expat living here in Barcelona. I can see why. It's definitely one of our favorite cities. I mean, honestly, you've got the mountains, you've got the beaches. They hosted the Olympics here back in I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know this to be exact, but I think it was 1992-ish when they hosted the Barcelona Olympics. So the infrastructure is here, and it's very pedestrian friendly. And that part of the city has been absolutely great because you can walk everywhere, you can bike everywhere. There's so many people outdoors doing outdoorsy things. Even if honestly, one of my favorite things is that accessibility is a really important thing here. And that's something that we're starting to notice the longer we're here. They have like what do you call them? The decks, not the decks, but the boardwalk going all the way down to the water for people with wheelchairs. And they have like wheelchair stations at the public showers and things like that. So it's really, really a lot of thought has gone into the infrastructure around here. It's really, really cool to see. And we'll feature that a lot in the daily vlogs as we're going. Bill Olivia, it says, how long are you guys going to be over the pond? Okay, so we're going to be over the pond until the London Marathon. So the idea is that we're here in Barcelona, we're practicing our Espanol, and then we're going to pop over to Paris on the way to London to run the marathon, and then we'll pop back across the pond. We've got some exciting stuff coming up. We're going to the Balloon Festival in, where's the Balloon Festival?
So the date type answer is that we are getting back around the beginning of May or right into the
end of April. Yeah, I think it's like the 25th or so of April. Nice. And let's see, 1992. Okay, yes, 1992. And also, you're going to visit and video the Gaudi apartments.
Yes, most definitely.
Definitely, the Gaudi stuff around here is so cool. The architecture has been fantastic. It's been cool to just walk around and just admire the architecture. Typically, when you're in a tourist in a city, you're typically looking up, and that's how you can differentiate the locals from the tourists, because tourists are always like walking around looking up like this. But you do see some really neat stuff when you look up. There's like dragons on buildings and umbrellas on the outside of this building, and really cool stuff like that. Charmaine, you are correct. Albuquerque, New Mexico for the Balloon Fiesta. So we've got a lot of really cool adventures planned for this year as soon as we get back. We've got a lot of RV surprises coming up that we can't disclose just yet, but just know there's some pretty cool stuff on that front as well. We've been very busy on that front. You are Benjamin saying we're in Cruise Central here. Highly recommend Royal Caribbean and Celebrity. Okay, so Royal Caribbean and Celebrity must dock or hit the port here in Barcelona. That is pretty cool. What else? Yeah, ask some questions. Christina, it's so good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, and Dawn, you're saying as a child of an architect, I'm super excited for that video. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the architecture around here it's something that's so cool about visiting some of these European cities. You know, like when you go to the U.S. and you're traveling the U.S. I mean, you've got St. Augustine, which has some older architecture, but when you come to Europe, it's just a different ballgame because you have buildings that are built literally hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
Well, there's so many different Gaudi.
Yeah.
It's so hard to remember how to say that. There's so many different places to visit here. He's got an apartment that's like on the main strip, which if you saw...
Is that the one we walked by?
I think that might be tonight's video.
Okay.
You see, we'll show you some of that in tonight's video. This evening's video for y'all. And there's the Sagrada Familia, which is one of the most magical places we've ever been to in our entire lives. This incredible cathedral that he built.
It really is.
And it's like walking into a rainbow, so we cannot
like a kaleidoscope, right?
Yeah,
like the stained glass.
So he's got that, and then they've got the park that he designed. So there are so many cool places we're going to take you guys that we're just so pumped about. And
it's been really fun to film these daily vlogs because we're just taking you along on our adventures. Just literally wandering up and down the streets, you find the coolest local, small stores. We walked by one that we didn't film earlier today, and I kind of regret it. We're going to go back and film it, but they had like 20 different varieties of like cinnamon rolls, but like if you saw them, it would blow your mind at how cool they looked.
They were insane.
Yeah.
They had like whole like cake toppings on top of them. Like
insane. Never seen a
whole Oreos, like full Twinkies. Like they were fancy.
Exactly. So I literally have never seen cinnamon rolls like that ever in my entire life. Okay, here's Dawn. You got a random Airstream question. Let's pop this up here. Can you run your AC without being connected to shore power? Trying to determine what we need when we buy. Looking at the International 27. You can if you're using generators. That's the caveat there. Or I mean, here's another caveat. If you have enough solar and you have enough of a power bank to power your AC. Now, even with, lithium batteries, there's some limitations on how long you can run your AC units, not being connected to shore power. So just know that. But when it comes to generator, you can basically plug your generator in and then crank it. I would recommend, if you are going to do that, getting the soft starts added to your ACs. So if you're not familiar with that, or easy starts, or whatever we're going to call them, that is one of the first modifications we made to our Airstream. So look into easy starts or soft starts for AC or AC units, depending on if you have one or two, literally as soon as you get the Airstream. Yeah, definitely. Christina, let's see. Okay, question. How did your packing and luggage do? Do you have enough or wish you brought more? I think that one of the things that we agreed to is that if we didn't bring enough, we would just figure out what we needed when we got here. So for instance, we thought it was going to be a lot warmer than it is. It's kind of chilly right now.
Well, it's definitely chilly in the mornings.
That's right.
Mornings, it's chilly in the afternoons, and then it's perfect during the day.
That's exactly right. And we've been running in the mornings where it's been, sometimes in the 40s. So I only brought like running shorts and long sleeve shirts. Or no, I only brought one long sleeve shirt. So we actually had to go pick up a couple of things just, but again, not a big deal. You can pretty much find whatever you need wherever you travel to, whether that's internationally or even in the US, we've done that as well. Where we popped on a plane, gone to a city, we've needed like maybe a light, I don't know.
Pullover. I think that would pull over.
Yeah. So it's better to pack with a little bit less than have too much because honestly, I know you hear me say Daddy Sherpa all the time, but like, I don't want to carry all that crap everywhere. It's a pain, especially if you're trying to get in and out of buses and trains and, you're trying to make it through some of the bigger cities. It can be tough.
Well, and also for traveling with a baby, Dash is growing so fast.
Yeah.
that I didn't bother with bringing him a whole lot of clothes with the knowledge and understanding that he was probably going to outgrow them anyway. So
Right.
I brought like, you know, two, like,
Yeah.
I just kept it really minimal. And when we got here, it was really a little chillier than we expected it to be. And so we picked him up some like clothes that were like longer pants. We really need to get him more socks because in this much space, socks seem to be disappearing, which is bizarre. But yeah, so just picking up a couple little things here and there that we might miss, but nothing too big.
Yeah, here's a good example of something we bought. The floor here is literally, I mean, it's tough, and Dash is learning to walk. So I just I'm like overly cautious dad now. I don't know where that came from, but I bought these like little like tiles. They weren't expensive. They were like $20, but that way he can practice. And if he bumps his head, I don't have to worry about it because he's got the soft squishy stuff versus like the tile flooring, which is one, beautiful and ornate, but two, it's really, really hard. So yeah, I did that. Got a bunch of those, laid them out. Yeah.
And basically, I feel like Daniel needed to buy like 20 packets of those.
No, seriously.
For how much Dash is moving around. As you guys can tell, he's into everything right now.
Yeah.
So he can crawl on the number of tiles Daniel got for about 30 seconds. And then it's like, or not even, maybe 15.
Yeah. Tony, this is another really good question. Is it pretty safe there? 100%. Yeah. The one thing that we did read about before we came here is that, there are pickpockets, but I mean, the same thing applies to New York City and places like that too, around the world. So it's not necessarily just Barcelona. Barcelona's a big city. So just be cognizant of that. And, we carry our wallet, I carry my wallet in my front pocket. I don't have anything in my back pockets, including cell phones.
Well, we usually don't even carry what we don't need either.
That's true. Yeah, so we'll typically just carry like a credit card and some cash in our front pocket, and that's pretty much it. And an ID, yeah. But we don't really, we try not to carry too much stuff around with us. But overall, I mean, we've walked the streets day and night, never, ever, ever had an issue here whatsoever.
I'm sure there are probably parts of the city that you wouldn't want to explore at night.
Yeah.
But like Daniel said, I mean, New York City is that way. Chicago is that way.
Orlando's that way. Certain parts of town you don't want to walk down, 2 a.m. in the morning. So
being cognizant.
That's exactly right. Charmaine, another really good question. Is family visiting you guys there? Family's going to visit. I would miss my family. So my brother is actually in Spain with his friends right now. They arrived to Spain, I think around the 18th. They jumped over to Morocco, spent some time in Morocco, and then they're back over in, I think, Seville right now. And then they're going to make their way down towards Barcelona, where he's going to be here for, I think, 9 or 10 days starting next week. So that'll be really cool. You're right. You definitely do miss family, and it's really cool to have them, come visit. So he was already planning to be here, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. And we just kind of like synced up. So that's going to be fun.
But what's funny about that is like what we found is with our international travels that our family and close friends are more inclined to come visit us than they seem to be when we're traveling in the States with the Airstream. We're not really sure why. Our cousin is coming with us to Germany. Your brother is here, and nobody has once ever come to hang out with us when we're in the Airstream.
Literally, we have an Airstream, and we invite everybody to come to visit us in all these beautiful places, and nobody ever comes, and that's just in the U.S. And a lot of the time, they can literally drive there. William came to visit us. My friend William came to hang out with us once, but that's pretty much it. But you tell people you're flying across the planet, and they're like, "Ooh, I'll come join you." I'm like, you didn't want to come when I was an hour away, but now that I'm like, 10 hours away, you want to pop across the pond and hang out. So that has been pretty fun.
We're just giving him a hard time, but
that's true.
We're excited about Daniel's brother being here.
Okay, SAD, how long did it take you to adjust to the time zone, especially baby Dash? So you want to answer that?
So it's so much easier to adjust to the time zone from the US to Europe than it is the other way around. So honestly, personally, I'm a little more terrified about going home than what we experienced on the way over here. For me, I don't do a whole lot of caffeine. So as soon as we got here, I got a really steep coffee and was fine, which was awesome. Daniel, how did you do? And then we can talk about Dash.
Well, how I do correlates directly with how well Dash does and did, and that is really the perfect way to answer this question. How did Dash do, Lauren, when we got over here? Huh?
So if you haven't seen one of our recent, or like I think it's the tour of our flat video, we started it that morning where Daniel shared that he had read a blog the previous night before that said basically, if you're reading this blog and you're Googling about how to help your baby adjust to the time zones, just know it's going to be HELL for the next 48 hours, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing. Literally, the first 2 days, he was allergic to sleep, and he was just we paid the price for it.
It was painful.
It was cool on the way here, which is like to Lauren, what Lauren was alluding to, because you basically have an overnight flight. But on the way back, you basically stay up the entire time, so that'll be a little bit different. But yeah, Dash was not having any of that sleep the first 48 hours, and we look like zombies. I don't even, this is funny, but I literally don't even recall what we shot those first 2 days because I was so brain dead and like a zombie. I have no idea what we shot the first 2 days. It's amazing how your brain is just, it was all in a haze, honestly, the first 48 hours. This is another really good question. Have we been walking everywhere, or did we rent a bike? We did rent a bike. There are so many options here to rent bikes and scooters and literally
all that good stuff.
So many options. But we've decided that we're just going to walk everywhere, just because we're just trying to get in better shape and get more steps in, I guess. I don't know, even after running, but that's basically it. It's pretty easy to walk everywhere, honestly.
Yeah.
You can rent all those things to make it easier. There's even segways and things like that. So,
and we may still rent a bike. One of the things we did bring over with us, if y'all saw the International Travel Day video in the airport, you saw our ridiculous stroller. We actually really, really love our Thule stroller, but it's a specific for running. And so that's why we brought it with us, because we knew that we were going to be doing daily running over here. Oh, baby, you look sleepy. But it also doubles as a bike stroller. So we may use it as a bike stroller later at some point and, get out and explore with bikes, because there's only so far you really can walk. But there's also, train transportation, bus transportation, which is so easy as well. So I'm sure we'll be using some of that.
There's like a tram system that goes. I mean, again, there's so many ways to get around without renting anything that it makes it pretty easy, to be honest with you. Judy's popping over from Facebook. Again, La Sagrada Familia is absolutely amazing. We cannot wait to show you guys that. Christina, you're coming over from Pacific time. Exactly. So it's 7:25 a.m. for you. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Grab yourself a cup of coffee or tea. And just hang out with us. That's what we're doing today. For us, it is 4:25 or 4:28.
We really had all of the best intentions to grab a cup of coffee and a cup of tea before we came in and hung out with y'all this afternoon, whatever we want to call this.
Yeah.
But we were running a little behind from the zoo, which is about a 30-minute walk from where we are. So we had to hustle back here and didn't get time for another cup of coffee.
Yeah, the zoo is really, really cool. That's going to be a really interesting video for you to watch.
We got to touch a zebra.
Well, there you go. She just gave away the gold there, but lots of other stuff too. But literally, like, the animals are so close.
It's so cool.
It's not like, maybe like back, because we've been to a lot of other zoos. It's not like back in the USA where you're like looking at a zebra that's like down in the enclosure. I mean, literally, like, the zebras are right there, and a lot of other animals are right next to you, really. The only one that looked like it was sufficiently caged, not sufficient. They're all sufficiently caged. They don't have anything bad going on here, but like there's like tigers and things like that obviously have like
they're farther
more
away,
substantial, enclosures.
The
elephants
were a little bit farther away.
Yeah, the elephants, exactly. So, but I mean,
I've never seen a zebra that up close. It was so cool.
Yeah, and a hyena. I mean, that was pretty cool too. The hyenas it was a lot bigger than I imagined, especially when you're standing, 6 inches away from a hyena. So, yeah. But like, as Bill says, we don't want to spoil the whole video, so we're going to stop talking about that video, but that's coming up. There's more.
See it.
That's true. You're just getting some like insider tips here on the live stream. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I think is fun to talk about, is that right before we left, you guys saw our series of daily vlogs with the Tampa RV show. And we have been seriously entertaining the idea of getting a new rig,
Woo,
right?
you're really like giving them some insiders.
Well, so it's been really interesting. We
Yeah.
said, okay, we're gonna wait before we make any decisions about what we want to do with our rig until we come internationally and see like how much we want to travel international, like what does our life look like. And so I think we feel a little like differently about what we are probably going to be doing.
I think they're just gonna have to tune in and see. I think as Bill was saying here, we want to give away too many spoilers on this one, you know.
No, so I mean, like I think Daniel touched on it a little bit earlier. Like we definitely love the minimalistic lifestyle that comes along with traveling like this. It is so freeing to have less stuff to be taken care of, which we're really, really enjoying. It's also wonderful to have a dishwasher and a washing machine in this apartment. So we are thinking about all of those things now as we are thinking about our rig. And I think at this point, we're like at least 70% sure we want to change something.
Okay, this is a hilarious comment, Bill. They sold the Extreme and are going to tents.
Bill, Olivia, y'all know that Daniel does not like bugs enough for us to do that.
There's no tent life for me. That being said, I promise you, when we get back to the States, we're going to shoot an overnight tent camping excursion or video, zero doubt.
We are?
We're going to have to do it. I mean, I feel like we just have to do it. I've been talking about it and avoiding it for years. And I feel like
literally for years.
Yeah. I feel like we're going to have to just try it. Yeah. I'm feeling more adventurous.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting for sure.
Yeah. So you just never know.
Okay. I mean, I'm feeling it. I've always wanted to give it a shot. I've never tent camped in my entire life, but I think it sounds like fun.
A pop-up trailer then is what Bill's saying. No, I think if we're going to go tent, we just need to go all in.
Yeah, I feel like the pop-up trailer level, like you might as well have just a big tent.
Yeah.
Although we've never camped in a pop-up trailer either or tent camp. So if you camped in both of those, tell us if it is substantially enough to make a difference.
That's true. You probably see me sipping on orange juice. I'm addicted. The orange juice here is insanely delicious.
So good.
You can get an entire cold pressed, literally cold first press, whatever you want to call it, bottle of orange juice for €3. And back in the States, I would pay $8 to $12 for something like that. And it's just so delicious. Good. Yeah. So
welcome, Chantel. Thanks for coming to hang out. And then Christina.
Shanette.
Oh,
that's it. Yep.
Oh, Shanette. Sorry, I can't see from here. I'm far enough away that apparently my eyes aren't really all that great.
Oh man, my best friend Trey popping on here from Facebook. Good morning, Trey. He should not be up. He never gets up this early, so that's a very special occasion for him to pop up on here. His wife probably woke him up. That's probably what happened here. And Jill saying definitely not a teardrop. How's it going up there, Jill, in Canada?
Yeah, Jill, I think you're right. I can't imagine us doing a teardrop. That would probably be just a little too small.
Jill, what is the temperature like up there in Canada? I'm so curious. And Christina, this is exactly it. I love when people try new rigs. It's so interesting on different traveling. We're definitely interested in trying some new cool things.
Well, that's another thing that we've really been talking about. Being here in Barcelona, it's something new and exciting, and we haven't been international in 3 years. So that's what Daniel and I are talking about. We've been in the Airstream for 2.5 years now. We love our Airstream. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But
Airstream also has lots of options, so
they
never know.
But I mean, it's something new and it's exciting and something new to learn. And I think that that's the thing that's really pushing us towards getting ready to try a new rig.
Yeah. Yep. Debbie, here's your Cyber OJ for you. I'm sorry I can't send you a bottle, but I would. I promise. It's that good. Dale, you're saying, how's it going? How is Spain? Spain has been amazing. It really has. it's really, really cool. I mean, there's so many tiny little like local places down every, alleyway, and you literally can just stumble upon one of the coolest restaurants ever just by wandering the streets here, which is really, really cool. So that aspect of it has been really cool, and it's a very walkable, pedestrian-friendly city. Again, that's probably one of our favorite things. And Jill, that's a hard no for me.
Negative 28. Oh my heavens.
Well, so that's probably Celsius because Jill's coming in from Canada. But Jill, let me know when it is 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's when we'll come visit. But other than that, that's no. Okay, this is a great question, right? On the previous video, y'all talked about how cheaper the coffee shop was. Is it like that overall groceries dining? The groceries are cheaper. By a lot. And I know eggs is a hot topic right now in the US because eggs are, exorbitantly priced. I mean, none of them are white. Let me just start with that. None of the eggs here are white. They're all like their natural color when you're buying them, and they're really inexpensive, comparatively speaking, than the US. The same goes for toilet paper, paper towels, things of that nature. So
we've got a video coming out in the next couple
of
days where we're going to take y'all to the grocery store so you can see some of that for yourself, because it is different than what it is in the States.
It is. And I think that what you'll see the video coming up. One thing that I did not notice initially when we shot this upcoming video, here's another insider tip, is that we picked up some bags of some salad bags. And we went back later that evening, and all the salad bags were pretty much like wiped out. A lot of the produce, a lot of the fresh goods were wiped out. And then I realized after talking to some friends that people will like buy what they're going to prepare for the evening here, as opposed to like filling a fridge with like 14 weeks of food, like we're so used to doing back home. So literally people will just go out, buy what they need for the evening or for the the day after, and then go from there. So it's just a different mindset as well.
Grocery carts are like a fourth of the size of what they are in the States.
So true. Yeah, the grocery cart is real small, and they charge you for bags. I'm not sure if that's like everywhere, but they definitely charge you for bags. I've got my Aunt Susie chiming in here. Hello, Aunt Susie. And then Dale saying you get a heavy duty truck as your tow vehicle with a new rig. Well, it kind of depends on what we get. I will say that we have lots of options on the table right now. One of them would maybe require that, and then the other not so much. So you just never know. I guess you just have to tune in and see. Debbie is saying you'd love to see the grocery store. We basically took you guys grocery shopping. You can kind of see the prices. We pan over the produce and things like that. Obviously, on this side of the world, you're going to see different types of things that you wouldn't see, maybe back in the US. Some of the more unique fruits and vegetables and things like that, which is really, really cool. Christina's saying it's been pretty cold. Try to go south. I'm going to have to deal with, we don't do cold weather. We don't enjoy cold weather. I shouldn't say we don't do it, because sometimes cold weather does us. It does, right? This is a really, really good point here. European countries have strict rules on food and preservatives as well. It's something that we did not know about, and we've been researching as we got here. I don't want to get into all of the policies around food and things like that, but you have a great point about, there are certain things that are approved by the FDA that do not fly here whatsoever. And I think it's I've had an entire life of digestive problems. I'm a colon cancer survivor, so for me, proper diet has been essential my entire life. Not my entire life, but mostly after all of the colon cancer stuff. And I have had like zero issues with everything here. And maybe it's all the preservatives. Maybe it's because we're just eating healthier every day. I don't necessarily know, but that's my feedback. Michelle, what a beautiful way to wake up. Look at that. That's perfect. Thank you for joining us, friends. Michelle, this was Paul's idea to do this today. Little baby Dash is not having any of this right now. He is sleeping. Susie, you're saying they charge for bags. Okay, they do charge for bags in New York, and I know they do in certain states as well. You see, Debbie, you're chiming in from Michigan. A lot of people without power. Thankfully, you didn't lose yours. I have no idea what's happening over in Michigan, so you'll have to fill us in. And Dale, you're chiming in from Tampa, escaping the U.S. cold. That's basically, I've lived in Florida majority of my life, pretty much my entire life, so I totally get it. Is Spain like Germany? Most meats are at a butcher and baked goods at a bakery. There's tons of that. The answer is, from what I can see, yes. There are shops here that have just cheeses. There are shops that have just breads, bakeries. The same goes for the meats. A lot of prosciutto, which has been really hard for me personally to resist because I love some prosciutto, and it's like everywhere, and they just like basically shave it to order, like shave the slices you need as much as you want, and it looks amazing. So that's been tempting. Charmaine saying don't trust the FDA. They get money for passing items. I've been learning a lot about that. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I've been learning a lot about some of the food back home, and it's definitely changed my mindset on some things. So again, feel free to ask some questions. We're here. We hope you're enjoying the daily vlogs. We're shooting them one after another. So you never know what, let's say, for instance, tomorrow's vlog is going to be, because sometimes we don't even know. We've got a lot of fun adventures planned. Probably going to do some, I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff. I don't want to give away too much. Okay, here's some memberships for your audience. Here's some memberships for your audience. Always enjoy seeing you guys. Thank you, Debbie. We're gonna see how long little Dash can make it here. I think we're losing him.
We're losing baby Dash.
I think we're losing Dash pretty quickly here. He's happy 99.9% of the time, but 1% of the time he is not happy. We spent the day with him at the zoo here in Barcelona, so he's on the struggle bus right now.
He didn't get his regular nap in.
He did not get his regular nap in. No, and he is definitely due for a nap. Dash, do you want to say hi, buddy? Come here, buddy. Maybe he just wanted some daddy time.
This is dangerous.
This is dangerous. Say hi. Hi, everybody. Oh, now he's smiling. Look, Dash. You want to say hi? See, now you're okay. Now you're okay. Ooh.
Oh, did you see friend Jessica?
Okay, so Jessica, you're saying gifted membership for 5 members of your audience. It's a new feature on YouTube.
So cool. How do they get a hold of it, Jessica? So if you guys don't know Jessica from Snow Dogs Vlogs, they have been on our channel a handful of times. And honestly, we've been on their channel, which is probably cooler because they are freaking awesome. And they RV too, but what they are best known for is their puppies, who are huskies, and they are amazing and Dash's best friends. So if you haven't checked out her channel, make sure you do. But yeah, Jessica, tell us, how do they actually get a hold of the free memberships? Because that's like super ridiculously cool.
Maybe it's something we have to do. We'll have to like look into it.
We should absolutely do that.
We did, yeah, because it's all about. Oh, I've got an idea of what we can do. We've got the new toy. We could do some.
Oh yeah, we got something really
we have a toy
cool
that we can share
recently.
Yeah, we've got a new toy that we can share with some members. So
cool. So it automatically gives them to 5 people in the chat. Will they get like a notification, Jessica, in like their YouTube notifications? I got for me, buddy. That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Oh, wicked cool. Okay, I love it.
Karen saying, thanks for Saturday morning. Where is a daily vlog? Basically in our channel, we're just
if you go to our channel, which you can find at wanderlocal.com, or no, at youtube.com/wanderlocal. Thank you so much, Dash. Oh my goodness. Thank you, buddy. Then you can find all of our daily vlogs that are published there. And we're trying to do a better job of sharing them on social media. Is this for me? Are you giving me your binky food? That's so funny. So you can find the daily vlogs there. If you have connected with us already on YouTube, thank you, baby.
Yeah. Jessica inspired us to kind of go the daily vlog route. And so thank you for that. I think that's been an inspiration to us in many ways. So I'm really happy about that.
Absolutely. Well, I think Jessica was the very first person who taught us, like, so just to toot Jessica's horn a little bit, Jessica is kind of like an OG YouTuber. She has like millions of followers across her series of channels. And we are so, I mean, Jessica and Jamie, her husband, they are just the most wonderful, delightful human beings. And we got introduced to them through a networking event a couple years ago now. But over 13 years creating content, like that's incredible, Jessica. But when we met them, we went and we got to meet them in person for the first time when we went to the Upper Peninsula. And we have videos of that. Oh my gosh, if you've not been to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, it is so beautiful. But when we met them and we were doing vlogs with them, they were using a GoPro and like a really simplistic camera. And here Daniel and I are, in our baby YouTube channel. And we are using like this big fancy like camera equipment and the whole nine. And like Jessica's making this incredible content and not making it complicated.
Tell the story, right?
And so, right,
Yeah.
exactly. And so that was so inspiring to us. And that was kind of how we came to the idea of we wanted to give a daily vlog a try and wanted to just use our phones, which simplified everything.
We're starting to switch some of the camera gear we have because we have like a lot of high-end professional grade stuff that we're keeping, but we're switching some things up. Because we want to do more first-person stuff.
Yeah.
Laura and I have talked a lot about this. We want to make you feel like you're spending the day and hanging out with us and adventuring with us. So we got something really cool that we're going to try over the next 30 days. Jessica, tell me if you've seen these before. These are the Ray-Ban social glasses. So
they
check
now
this out.
Have glasses that record first-person view of what you are seeing as you see it.
Bam. Yeah. So this is a Meta product. We're not sponsored by them whatsoever. I don't think they sponsor anybody, to be honest with you. But you've got like, and you can kind of see it. He's got these little like cameras here. I think it's on both sides. Yeah. And this is going to allow us to create some like first-person perspective, like short snippets of content. And then what we'll probably do is we'll start testing that, I think, in the members section.
Yeah.
See how it goes. Because, honestly, you guys are just super special, but also like if we mess up, we know you won't get us started. We know members won't like say like, that video really sucked. Or maybe you will tell us that because we want the feedback.
Well, so they're really built more for social than they are for like the long form video content, which we love to do, because they store the video in the phone or in the glasses, and then it goes to an app. So the longest video clips you can do, it's like 1 minute at a time, and then you can do 15 of them before you need to download it from the app and like kind of clear the glasses out, basically. But I happened to fall in love with a pair of new sunglasses. And when I did, you got 30% off on a second pair. And we found out that there were glasses that you could use for social media. So.
Yeah, they have like transition lenses too. So like they'll get dark and who knows?
Oh my gosh. Daniel, Deborah's comment is going to make you so happy right now. You have to take a moment.
Best comment. If I could, I'll just pin this for the rest of the live stream. Could not be a better comment.
Deborah, do you know
my
that
favorite comment ever?
Daniel's favorite superhero on the whole planet is like Superman, like by a lot. Like,
huge.
Mildly obsessively.
Let's just say that I tried to talk Lauren into letting me name this little one Kal-El, which is like Superman's Kryptonian name, but that didn't fly. So we eventually settled on Dash. Karen, do the glasses have microphones? They do. So like, it does a lot. We just got them and we have to play with them, but you can like.
It has a microphone. And also you can hear the recording back in your ear. So it plays like you can actually play music in them and these things are really, really cool. The glasses, these are actually set up so that they would like, if you go out in the sun in these, they actually turn into sunglasses too. So they're like, it's really nifty. The technology these days, y'all.
It really is. Somebody said something about running a marathon in this. That is a great idea. Great idea. Charmaine, that was your idea for the marathons. I could run this and then there's like a button here. It's like, I can kind of see it. Here you go. It's right here. So you just push that button and then it just starts recording. That's it. So, yeah.
Pretty nifty.
Yeah. And you're saying, okay, not live. That would be cool.
I don't think that they've come up with the ability to do it live yet. But the cool thing about it is the partnership with Meta. to create these glasses. So
So it's
they
like the
constantly
Facebook-
are going to have, it's basically Facebook.
And Instagram.
And
all
Instagram and all of the things.
Brothers, yeah.
So they constantly are releasing like new software for them so they can do new things. So that's pretty much fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun to play with. I think, like I said, we'll launch some sort of sample videos on the member section, and that way we can get some honest feedback before we like launch it mainstream here. Nice. So what else?
I mean, Dash is doing.
I do like the idea of doing a live stream for a.
Dash, do you see yourself?
I wonder if we can live.
You see Bobby? Yeah, you see.
Live
Bobby.
streaming a whole marathon would be tough because I don't think the battery would last.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure you can figure out how to do it. That would be really cool.
You would have to I'd have to start running the marathon with one phone, and then you have to hand me another phone at the halfway point that's also connected to live stream. I like logistically, that's a cool goal. That would be absolutely awesome.
That would be like the world's longest live stream.
You can use a GoPro and live stream to the phone. Okay. See, Jessica knows all things.
All the things.
I mean, why do I even? Yeah. There you go. Michelle, you're saying, I'm curious if they have prescription lenses in those. They do actually. You can get just the frames, and then they have prescription lenses that you can get as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did read about that.
Is that just like a Ray-Ban thing?
What's that?
I guess the lenses don't matter. Like the lenses make a difference on how much you pay for them, I think, but they don't influence the actual video recording because it's on the side.
Not at all. That's exactly right. The cameras are up in the frame.
Yeah.
Dale, good question. Are we working in the afternoons? Or are you taking a 3-month vacation?
Oh my gosh. So this is a really big deal that we have not talked about at all on our channel yet, Dale. I can't believe we haven't talked about this. So I'm working in the afternoons, but somebody has basically retired and gone full-time content creator / Dash Daddy.
That's exactly right. So that's happening. That's why you're starting to see more content, because I have more free time and I can't sit still. So you're going to start to see, we have a lot of things that I just started working on this past month. So you give me some free time and I will come up with a lot of epic things. And that's exactly why this channel is going to change drastically this year, because we're putting a lot more time into it. So a lot of really cool stuff. Jill, you're saying good interviewing, people glasses, definitely. Dale, you must be Superman. Yes. And there is an opening. Unfortunately, Henry Cavill got booted from DC. So there's an opening. So any casting agents out there, if you're looking for a Superman, I'm just lacking some height and some muscle.
That's it.
And that's about it. That's about it. But yeah, we've got a lot of really cool, exciting things that we're working on this year. In the past, it was always hard because we were both working full time all the time. But this year, I've got all year, every day, all day to come up with really cool and epic things this year. And the premise of all the content we're creating this year is sort of that first person perspective, bring you along with absolutely everything that we're doing, no matter what it is or how crazy it is. So the glasses thing could be cool, because you can do a lot with those. A lot of crazy stuff that I've been doing without a camera like that. And to Jessica's point, could also use a GoPro too. That's very, very true.
Okay, do you know what happened to the Binky?
The Binky.
The Binky disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know where. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But yeah. For those next marathons, Barcelona and London, will you be wearing costumes? Michelle, that depends on how well my training goes. I'm trying to qualify for Boston this year, and originally it was supposed to be at the London Marathon. Training has gone.
Dash has been teething. We're gonna blame our training on Dash's teething for the month of January. It was pretty rough.
So the two options for me running marathons are either run them for time and blaze them as fast as I can, or dress up in costumes, have fun, and just go that route. And I don't even know which one, honestly, at this point that I like doing more, because I kind of like the costumes thing. Michelle came up with the idea of the Magnum PI costume for the last marathon, which marathon was that? That was that was Chicago. That was Chicago. That's right. We were going to film that, but then somebody decided last minute to run that marathon, so we could not film that one. Yeah.
But it was so worth it because it was awesome.
Yeah. So Charmaine, I'm gonna be running the Barcelona marathon, which should be really interesting. The international marathons they have a similar but different vibe. So that should be interesting to see for sure. I'm looking forward to that. That's coming up in a few weeks, honestly. I think it's like mid-March. So I really got to start.
In a few weeks.
So week 1 of training is this week. Literally, this is like the first. Well, technically, tomorrow is the first full week of training for the marathon in 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's how we're rolling lately.
Oh my goodness! Seriously.
Okay, how cute are these little overalls that Dash is wearing right now? I mean,
Karen's saying, have we decided on a new rig yet? We haven't. We have some contenders. We have lots of ideas bouncing around right now.
But I do think we're, like I mentioned just a few minutes ago, I think we're like 70% sure we're ready to change rigs. If only for the fact that like we're ready for a new challenge.
Yeah. So we'll see. Don't want to give away too much yet, but I think it's fun to mix it up, you know? Yeah. Let's see. So what places do you plan on visiting in London? I booked tickets for a bar. It's a Harry Potter bar in London. Somebody's a huge fan of Harry Potter, and you book like a spell making class. It's like a 45-minute segment where you get to make like a really cool drink.
It's a potion.
Potion drink. Yeah, that's what it is.
But before we booked the tickets, Daniel was like, "Oh yeah, it's kid friendly before 6 p.m. It's kid friendly if your kid is 5 or older."
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to figure that out.
Might not be going to the Harry Potter bar, which would be unfortunate.
Or I can go in and you can watch Dash.
I think that's a great idea. You're the bigger Harry Potter fan than I am, so that would make sense. You can just film, and then I'll take care of Dash and hang out. That sounds great.
Potentially. Rachel
says, how is Dash doing? Is it okay with the time change? We talked about it a little bit earlier. It took him a good 2 days to settle. The first 2 days, we didn't sleep. Nobody was sleeping here. But then after a couple of days, he adjusted. Is he walking yet?
No, he's crawling really, really good, and he wants to walk a lot. But one of the biggest things is that our floor here is fully tile. So it's like really hard. So Daniel has been really worried about him practicing on this floor.
Yeah.
So we're practicing a lot in the bed. We're practicing a lot on the sofas. But, oh, baby.
Dash's, where did we get these?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I actually did get them here in Barcelona. So he needed some pants that were longer because his are all getting... You want to tell him about it? His were getting short, so we got these in Barcelona. They're so cute.
Okay. Bill's saying tents would be a challenge. Yes, that would be a challenge. You go from Airstream to tents. Yeah, we'll just basically live in tents. That's it. You found the binky? Oh, there's the binky. There's the binky. Okay, so you want to? I guess we should cap it now that Dash
wants to get it.
We're about to hit the 1 hour mark, and Dash is not having it anymore. So I think it's probably a good time to cap this one. It was so cool having all of you join us today. We really enjoyed this. We weren't sure if anybody would show up this early in the morning, and look at all of you here. So
we'll definitely do this again since y'all came to hang out with us. We
will definitely do this again, and that'll be fun. Yeah. So with that being said, thank you all so much for joining us this morning, this evening, wherever it is in the world you're joining us from. We had somebody joining us from Poland today as well. So wherever you're joining us from, thank you.
We appreciate y'all. Thanks for following along with our crazy lives.
We appreciate you all. There would be no channel without you guys. None at all. The comments and feedback drives us to do more and create better content. So thank you all for that. Bill, sorry, we're not going to be tent lifing it anytime soon. So none of that's happening, but everything else we're open to. So feel free to leave comments and feedback all the time. We love it. We read all of your comments. We try to get to all your comments. I just wanted to close with that. So please feel free to leave comments. Michelle, you're saying, is our phone working while we're in Europe? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I heard a little rumor about you maybe coming over to Europe. So shoot me a message, give me a call. We'll talk soon, friends. Until then,
make sure you wander local.
Because as you know,
It's good for the soul.
thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.